Hey, hello everybody, this is Purge, bringing you a pubcast here. I just hop into the watch tab just now. Game has started. It's about 43 seconds in here. We just missed a first blood in the bot jungle. Axe took some damage, and the Leshrac showed up with the Diabolic Edict, and Skeleton King got the last hit. So let's go over the players and the heroes quick. Just a couple of quick updates, guys. I'll go over the players and the heroes in a second, but essentially I haven't had a ton of time to play games and record games lately, and as a result, not as many stuff ready to render and go into the game. So just gonna hop in here and cast the games nice and easy. I can still get an upload tonight. I'm recording this, what is today, Tuesday night, and immediately after I record this, I'm gonna be hopping on to Dota 1 to cast my last night of Pro Pub Night, which is something that I've been doing for Dota Cash for the last couple months, and I think it's about time to call it quits. And that's gonna open up some time for me to end up doing Play with Purge Night, basically. So no stun on Skeleton King. That was definitely a big mistake, but they will be able to kill Vengeful Spirit here, I think. Wow, Lena's stun making all the difference there, but they still get the Venge. So, alright, so the teams and the players, looks like the Radiant team is a Leshrac, Sand King, Axe, Clockwork Goblin, and a Puck, and that's versus a Sniper, Venge, Lifestealer, Lena, and an Enchantress. So players themselves, Havoc is going to be playing the Lifestealer. We have Cave Allegory playing the Clockwork Goblin, Joy Noob playing the Enchantress, Fusdora playing the Puck. Whatever the hell is going on here, holy shit, dude, this is like an Xbox 360, it's like an Xbox Live gamer tag right here. I don't even want to pronounce that. And who's this? I don't even know what that is. It's kind of like a $, but it's not a $. It's like two S's. Looks like two S's together. Waka Flocka playing the Leshrac, and finally MSU No is going to be playing the Skeleton King. For the Dire team, who am I still missing? Ravage playing the Lena, and finally Half Shark, Alligator, half something else. Whoa. Close. Close. I know that, DK. Don't tell me that. Okay, so let's talk about lanes a little bit. Puck is soloing the mid lane. He is against the Sniper. This is not too bad for Sniper. It's going to be a little dangerous once Puck hits 6. Puck's currently out of mana. Does have money for the bottle, but is the courier. There's no courier on his team. That is so rough, dude. He's not going to be able to bring himself any items. And I think what I'm going to focus on this game is just pointing out failures. I don't really know what the skill level of this game is, to be completely honest. I picked a random game from the watch tab that was just starting, so for all I know, these are complete noobs. But I'm going to try to point out some things, and this is going to be very instructional. I think that's the best thing I can do in this point of view. If it's not a pro level cast, I'm just going to give you guys the absolute best tips that I can about these setups. So, in terms of laning, Puck against Sniper, not a bad deal. Both of these heroes are very good at soloing. Sniper a little bit worse. I don't really like maxing headshot after take aim. I think just one headshot level is adequate, and then picking up shrapnel, maxing that second. In terms of this lane down here, Leshrac is fine as a supporter. I don't necessarily like his starting items. He should have gotten a courier, and as a result, Puck is basically getting screwed on the mid lane. If he had a bottle, he could actually like outlane the Sniper, but currently he's not going to be able to do so. His armor is very low, so he's prone to harass from Sniper. And in the bot lane, there are a stupid amount of observer wards dropped in the jungle, and man, these wards are crazy. Alright, this one makes sense, stopping this spawn, which will happen from now on. This one basically gives you vision here, and it spots the rune, just barely, and spots the river as well. But the problem is that this ward, and this ward basically do almost the same thing. The most important thing about early game warding is catching the rune spot. The second most important thing is giving vision where your enemies might go. If you're going to put a ward in this general area at the start of the game, the best place to ward is like right here. Right in this little square here. This is the best place to go. This one is basically going to just give you a bunch of vision right here. People can still come from middle. They could run from middle all the way down here and just completely avoid your ward, basically. So this ward is really only good at giving a little bit of vision here. If you put a ward here, it spots this area here, so anybody running past here is going to get spotted. It still shows you the rune, and it still shows you these positions. So I missed a couple kills, but that was kind of important to look out. So it looks like Lena kills Leshrac, Leshrac kills Lena, and Clockwork Goblin kills Vengeful Spirit, I guess. Now, in terms of the lane setup so far, Lifestealer probably having a pretty damn good time. He's basically soloing against Clockwork. This is one of the problems with laning Clockwork on the top. Clockwork by himself on the laning the hard lane, basically the long distance from this tower to this tower, is not a big deal, because normally you can just CS. Here comes Enchantress for a gank. She's level 4, and there is the cogs. If we see a tornado, I'd be really happy, but Wildkin not going to get a tornado off. Enchant doing some nice grass, but basically, if you lane a Clockwork Goblin, on this top lane here, you want to sit back and shoot rockets, basically. And then, if the Scourge team is smart, the opposite team is smart, they'll basically lane a melee hero who is very survivable against that Clockwork Goblin. And then all of a sudden, Clockwork Goblin's like, well, I'm not really accomplishing anything. I'm not just like laning against 2 heroes then. And I think Enchant would be smart to just try to push down the tower. That's often the smartest thing to do against a solo Clockwork Goblin on that top lane. So Puck finally does have his bottle. He's going to pick up a DD. He actually has a haste rune as well. This is always very, very nice. DD plus haste, but his DD is almost out. Leshrac running around, what does he have? Just boots 1, but he does have pretty capable abilities. If you can get nukes off on Enchantress, this could be pretty bad for Enchant. Here's the haste. Are we going to see the ulti? There's the nuke. And no Diabolic Edict yet. He still hasn't used the ability. Finally turns it on here. I think that's going to possibly burst through Enchant, and it's not quite enough. They didn't commit hard enough. Should have ran a little bit farther, and Enchant's going to get down to 200 HP. Will Puck get an orb off? He did have an orb cooldown, and there's the orb. If he lands this, he does not. So sloppy play there by the Puck. And the Leshrac going after the Lifestealer now. He pops his Rage ability. This is basically a BKB. It makes you magic immune. There's the duration. You can see those numbers. Makes you magic immune. Feast is his other ability. Gives you Life Leech and removes that HP from the enemy team, or from the enemy players. Clockwork Goblin going to score on the Sniper. Sniper's going to die here. This is a huge mistake. Sniper should not be ganking. He is a hard carry. He should be in his lane farming. There's a Diabolic Edict off of Leshrac. Are they going to get the kill? They do actually burst down the Enchantress. Now going on the Lifestealer. He pops his Rage ability, breaks the tether because he was magic immune, so that was very smart by him. And will he be able to get the Puck? Yep, there's the open wounds, and that's going to be it. I think Puck's definitely going to die. And he does get picked off. Alright, Axno in the mid lane. He is level 5. I don't really like this skill build. It's only really good if you get a lot of farm and you pick up an Arcane Boots. So we'll see what he goes for. Culling Blade plus Battle Hunger means his mana is going to be burned quite fast. And he doesn't quite have a Vanguard yet, since he kind of did more of a jungling pulling strategy is what it seemed like at the start of his laning. Vengeful Spirit doing a little bit of roaming here. Picking up wards. She's doing a good job as a support here. We'll see where she drops the ward. This is also a very good spot to place from the dire position. It's my favorite place to ward when you're trying to keep an eye on Roshan. The reason for that is almost everybody drops a ward here if they want Roshan vision, and that oftentimes gets counter-warded. If someone's going to counter-ward, they're going to basically try to counter-ward one of these 2 spots, or maybe this one. And if you put a ward up here, almost never gets counter-warded, and it still gives the same stuff. It gives you rune vision, and basically gives you the vision right here, so anybody going into Roshan will get spotted, unless you can maybe sneak through, just barely along the edge. Puck and Axe in the mid lane now. Orb coming through. Sniper in a little bit of trouble maybe. Are we going to see an ulti? With a little bit of burst damage, we could see a Culling Blade take out the Sniper. Clockwork Goblin slowing on the top lane. Lifestealer getting really close to his armlet, but he still doesn't have any boots, which I don't really agree with. He's going to do a lot of damage, but he needs a little bit of movement speed at least. He needed Tango. No, that was a Culling Blade. And slapping down those neutrals, always good to do, man. Enchant swinging by as well, level 5, no ulti for her. Now just hitting level 6, very nice. They will be able to get a gank off. Rocket coming in mid lane, and Clockwork Goblin going to spot out the regen, bottling that up, no problem at all. Will he get a hookshot off? I don't know if they realize the Vengeance up here. Looks like they do. Puck is chasing this with boots. She will catch up. It's nighttime, and they do get the ulti off. There's the tether break. There's the Battle Hunger, and that's it. She goes down to the Rocket. Sniper in a bad position as well. If they can get a debuff on, or a stun off on him, he's going to die. He really needs to be in a lane farming. He does not want to be involved in team fights early. He's one of the squishiest carries in the game, and that is simply why he's not played. There's the Battle Hunger casted. Level 3 Battle Hunger. Is the orb land? It does not. The Rocket does, though. And Clockwork Goblin running around at level 7 here doing some ganking as well. He does have a regen. There's the missile, the Assassinate. And there's the Battle Hunger, man. Did a lot of damage there. It's really not a bad ability if you max it first and you have a mana pool. But those are the only circumstances that it's worth getting it. We see a lot of players, sometimes a lot of noobs basically, try to balance out Berserker's Call and Battle Hunger, but you pretty much have to pick and choose. And if you go Arcane Boots, this build is doable. I've seen it work decently in a tri lane where Axe gets the farm, but in a dual lane situation, I don't necessarily agree with it, to be honest. Leshrac barely avoiding death there. A little bit of slow by the Lifestealer, and actually it's going to be a lot of trouble for Clockwork Goblin indeed. That's it for him. Didn't see the ulti from Lifestealer, but the ulti off of the Lina ends up getting him killed. Lina has a lot of magic burst damage to basically, I mean, she uses most of her mana pool just to cast her spells here. How many people have bottles? Holy crap, dude. But Lina is definitely a pretty good counter to a hero like Clockwork Goblin, because you can just burst damage him down generally. He's going to get a lot more tanky later, but I think Lina's going to put a pretty big kink at a lot of these Radiant heroes, especially. Even Accent. He does go for the energy booster, so he is going the smart build, and in that sense, I'm gonna let this all slide. Didn't get the Vitality booster though, no stun off on Leshrac. And Skeleton King farming, going for the Helm of the Dominator, really bad item decision here. The reason that this is a bad decision is because he already has a Lifesteal aura, so he starts out at 15. The only thing that this is going to benefit him for is the fact that Lifestealer can basically outcarry him due to the nature of Lifestealer's abilities. He's going to be feasting. Lifestealer is like an anti-strength hero carry. He's best against strength hero carries because his feast will do bigger percentages of damage. Sniper probably going to end up dying again here, and there's the Culling Blade. No problem there. No ulti from Lina, and Axe very slowly rolling away, but he's going to be able to survive. He's got his Arcane Boots, now he pops his Salve. So the reason this is bad, he's already going to get 25% mana or lifesteal, 30% from his aura, and he has a Helm of the Dominator here. He did dominate the creep at least, so he's using it for that. So if he does some like ancient stacking, it may really pay off here. Leshrac almost guaranteed to die, and yeah, he will get picked off really easy. Enchant trapping, getting trapped in with the Clockwork Goblin, but not a big deal because there's the heal. And actually Phase Boots on Enchantress. She's going to be able to catch up no problem, and she gets a double kill. Nicely done. I don't necessarily agree with the Phase Boots super hard. She's going to be able to chase better, but she already has Enchant, which is a pretty good slow. Almost all professionals go for Arcane Boots on Enchant, and maybe 6 or 8 months ago they were going for Power Treads, but I think the Arcane into heavy strength like an Agadam's is the best build. Sometimes go Strength Treads maybe, but that's maybe if you're just really, really underfarmed. Axe is in the jungle, not quite regenerating enough. Skeleton King using the wolf, it gives a 30% damage bonus aura, so he is getting plus damage here from that wolf, which is going to help him jungle faster. He doesn't have treads yet, which is going to increase his damage over time more than this Helm of the Dominator. It does give you armor and damage though, plus 20 damage. And we'll see if he can outcarry the Lifestealer later. I mean, if he gets something like a Monkey King bar and maybe like an armlet, I would say maybe Monkey King bar AC, that's going to maximize his damage while not making him take a lot from the Lifestealer. If he gets something like a heart, it's going to boost up his HP a lot, and it'll give him 40 damage, but that's just going to make Feast do more damage. And Lifestealer already has his armlet. He's just about to finish his treads as well, and he's about 30 gold. Will he purchase that? Looks like he's running back to base. Is there a courier yet for the Radiant team? Still no courier, man. Ugh. Like Skeleton King's build, pretty great. Does he have any stat levels? He doesn't actually have any stat levels. I like to get 2 stat levels. Oh man, the hook gets broken, the tether breaks. Clockwork Goblin actually in a lot of trouble now. And Lina almost killing the puck. Will he get her? He does end up getting. Clockwork Goblin goes down. Nice play by Lina. Picks off that low HP hero, and he's going to continue spamming Battle Hunger here. Especially now that he has his Arcane Boots. Arcane Boots are actually very, very good on Axe. I think that was a very... Arcane Boots are one of the best additions to Dota ever. Seriously. Really, really big impact on the game. And most importantly, though, Axe does have a little bit of mana pool problems, and there aren't really a lot of other boots that Axe really needs. Power Treads, attack speed isn't a big deal. The HP is good, but it's still like some money spent on attack speed. And Phase Boots, probably the second best boots, but Arcane Boots definitely the best, especially because it allows you to use Battle Hunger and generally do more blink calling. So Lina ganking towards the bot lane. It's going to be Leshrac going down again. He does have Phase Boots. This is pretty good because he can run faster, but he's going to be a little bit of trouble if he does get stunned. And there's Lina, and here comes the Open Wound, and that's going to be it. Leshrac, no chance of surviving this, and they very well done by those 2 support heroes. They let the carry get the kill. It's always important to let those carries get kills, man. Skeleton King back in the jungle. Looks like he used his Alpha Wolf to tank a little bit, but he is critting now. I personally like to get some stat levels at 2 and 4 on Skeleton King, but he opted to get the Lifesteal with some crit strike ability. So I'd love to see him get his last crit strike here. He does have his ulti. He's level 10 currently, and it looks like Axe going to TP to the bot lane to defend this. It's going to be a little tough, though. Treads, Armlet, Lifestealer is pretty dangerous, especially at 15 minutes. There's the Battle Hunger on Lina, but he doesn't realize there's the Lifestealer. Lifestealer should not have popped his Rage until he was ready to slap Axe. There's a stun, and wow, they really bursted him down there. Axe did a good job trying to get the kill on Lina, but it just did not end up happening there. And Lifestealer picks up another easy kill, and he's going to go back to the jungle. He may find Leshrac, and indeed he will. Vengeful Spirit coming in position as well. Just boots. Interesting skill build. This is generally more of a support. His stun duration is a little bit lower, and the damage is reduced as well, but it doesn't cost quite as much mana, so it can be nice. There's the Wave of Terror. I don't know if they spotted out the Leshrac. Let's use some F-buttons. It's too late now. Looks like Clockwork gets a kill in the mid lane. It's Sniper once again dying, man. He has been dying way too much. If you look at the board, where is he at? 1 and 4, 54 CS. CS numbers, wow, really actually high all over the Radiant team. They've been doing a much better job of farming. Comes a tower push. Alright, Leshrac has been scouted out. They're going to be diving on this Lifestealer. There's the open wounds, there's the stun. Absolutely, wow, a little bit of misplay by these heroes, but it doesn't matter. Leshrac really shouldn't have been there. He's going to blame his team for not supporting, which is a little true. Nobody coming to defend the tower. Axe now chasing. There's the Battle Hunger and Vengeful Spirit. He just has to recharge this occasionally, and Vengeful Spirit will end up dying. There's the rocket, and that's it. Vengeful Spirit is going to die, and that is why you get Battle Hunger. Even get to see a swap off, but it doesn't matter. If he's not going to kill a creep, he's going to end up dying there. Now, Axe is going to get really screwed over by the Lifestealer this game. There's another Battle Hunger. How much damage does that do? A lot, I know. 33 damage for 19 seconds. That's so big. It's like 600 damage. Another cast on Sniper. It's going to put him down to 40% HP. See if Clockwork continues to rocket this. I expect he will. There's a rocket. And will they be able to kill Sniper? He's still got half of a Battle Hunger. I'm going to keep him selected so we can see him die. I think he will die. And he looks awfully dead to me. It's going to be close. Wow, 6 HP. That's Sniper, man. Really close. Chasing on the Lifestealer now. Another rocket. Wow, why did he take so much damage there? That was really weird. Is that like a rocket Battle Hunger? Is Lifestealer gonna die? He can turn on his armlet before he dies. But will he do so? There's the hook shot going on the clock. Yeah, he did actually armlet up. Enchant taking a lot of damage. The attack speed isn't quite enough though. Enchant absolutely surviving everything here. And Clockwork Goblin will survive. And interesting, Vanguard after phase boots. So she's going to be really survivable here, picking up some levels of Untouchable. This isn't necessarily the ideal skill build, but on the bright side, that did absolutely keep her alive there. The attack speed of these guys was just too low. But if there is some decent burst damage, going for Untouchable levels before maxing out Enchant is not ideal, basically. The most important thing for maxing out Enchant here, not necessarily the slow, it's actually the cooldown. I mean, look at the cooldown distance there. You can have like a 30% up slow duration, you know, slows for 5.5 seconds, recharges in 15, compared to like 5 for 30. And wow, once again, Leshrac gets picked off, man. Nobody else was here, and the Dire team finally going to get their tower. Lifestealer going to go for a Vanguard. This is a bad decision. You don't necessarily want a tank item after this. I mean, in a sense, he does want HP to reduce the damage of maybe burst nukes, but if he just went for something like a Heart instead of getting a Vanguard, that would increase his damage and his survivability. He could just pick up like a Vitality booster. He doesn't really need regen. The Armlet already gives you 5 and you have Feast, so I think this is a mistake from the Lifestealer so far. Clockwork Goblin, Phase Boots. This is a flavor choice. I always get Arcane Boots. I like Arcane better, but he did get a Bottle, so in that sense, Bottle is, or Arcane, or Phase is probably a little bit better. Helps you chase more, a little bit better using the Battery Assault. His skill build is great. This is what you do. Max out Rocket first. Get 1 cog, get 1 power, 1 cog and 1 Battery Assault. And are we going to see a team fight? He's going to spot the Lina with 2 bracers. Clockwork Goblin may end up dying though. He does have a TP scroll, but there's going to be a lot of guys with stuns coming after him. He needs to basically juke into some trees and TP out. Puck will possibly look for some guys. Well, actually with Boots of Travel very curiously. And Clockwork Goblin taking some nukes now. Absolutely no chance of him surviving. He does go down. Puck now running away at max movement speed pretty much. 390. There's the Battle Hunger. SK thinking about if he wants to fight. He still has 3,200 gold. He's actually farming for a Radiance here. He's going to get picked off, no problem. He does go down. He will respawn, but I don't know if he's going to be able to survive here. There's the open wounds, and yeah, he's absolutely screwed. No chance of him surviving. Big mistake by that SK. 3,200 gold, farming for the Radiance, and doesn't get there. Huge misplay. There's a nice Culling Blade on the Lina. That was really, really good. Puck phase shifting. That's stun. And Lesh running towards mid lane. There's the Rocket on the mid lane. Very, very good counter push ability. If you don't have any kind of mana regen, it's just going to drop you really fast. Vengeful Spirit just has a wand pretty much. Pretty standard support item build at this point. And she's going to have to leave the lane. This is why Clockwork Goblin's pretty powerful. Puck on the bot lane farm. He's just about to pick up his Blink Dagger. I don't necessarily like the Boots of Travel first, but he is CSing pretty well. Looks like Leshrac having arguments with his team, despite dying a whole bunch. Level 8, this is probably the best build. I personally think he should level up Split Earth a little bit more before going for the Lightning Storm. The AoE does increase. Look at the radius there, increased by 25 every level, so you can increase it by quite a bit, which means you're more likely to land stuns. SK back in the jungle at 3k gold, actually did dominate a creep. It's going to be a Wildkin. Gives you 3 armor aura, but that doesn't really help out the SK's jungling speed very much, and he still doesn't have treads. If you really wanted to farm a fast Radiance, he should have just picked up 1 level of Vampiric Aura, gotten power treads, and then just ran in the jungle. I mean, this does give you damage, but once again, you need a balance of damage and attack speed. And with Critical Strike alone, that should get him pretty farmed. And now it's 21 minutes in here, and he doesn't quite have a Radiance yet, which is unexpected, basically. Most hard carries, I mean, sure, he's been in the jungle the whole time, but most hard carries farm Boots, Vanguard, and then a Radiance. Something like that. And we're talking like Spectre and maybe Weaver as well. His build is a little different, but that's approximately correct. Now, okay, so this is why they maxed out Untouchable first, and this is pretty awesome to see. Roshan is trying to kill the Enchantress, but she has not only a Vanguard, but she has minus 80% attack speed, which is ridiculous. And Lifestealer easily picks that off. He does have his Vanguard now, 1600 gold. That's pretty interesting. Vanguard, she's actually going for a tank build here. And she could always pop the heal as well, but she didn't even need to. Pretty interesting stuff. She's going to be pretty tanky here with that Vanguard. 36% magic resistance now. And are we going to see a team fight? Lifestealer initiating once again. SK is going to go down. I'm pretty sure he bought something. It's a Reaver. He didn't even buy a Radiance. He's just going to get a... Oh man, huge mistake. SK not getting a good item build, basically. That's the best way to describe it. If you're fighting against a Lifestealer, you want the highest damage to lowest HP ratio as possible, because the Lifestealer is just going to basically regen more HP as a result. He was going for a Helm of the Dominator Heart, and that's going to make a Sand King that is, or Skeleton King that is really hard to kill, sure, but he's not going to do that much damage, and you really need to try to get a better balance of damage in tank, and that's not going to be, he's just going to be mostly tank, and low chances of him dying because of his lifesteal. So this is definitely a mistake, but just something important to point out. There's an initiation on Clockwork Goblin. He's actually in a lot of trouble here, getting open wounded, and they're just kind of auto-attacking him here. He really doesn't have a lot of tank, just has a Bracer Basilius with a Gauntlet, that's it. And this is part of the problem here with the phase boots, in my opinion. You can also go for power treads. We do see this sometimes picked up by pro-level heroes, or pro-level players. They just go for power treads instead. And Enchantress possibly getting a Force Staff, or going to be starting her Aghanim Scepter, also a possibility. Really not using a lot of creeps this game, just kind of using... She did in the early game for sure, but hasn't been pushing a lot of towers, and that's kind of how most major pro players end up playing her. Jungle for a while, get some gold, get some EXP, and then grab 2 or 3 creeps and push. And she's not able to do that with just a level 2 enchant. At least not as easily. So the Vanguard is completed on Axe. He also has a Planeswalker's Cloak that's going to help him survive against Lina. And I'd love to see him maybe get like a Blade Mail or a Blink Dagger now. He pretty much is going to want to constantly try to dodge the Lifestealer, because Lifestealer is going to be doing so much damage. And wow, Puck didn't actually pick up a Blink Dagger. Went for the Ultimate Orb. I don't like this. Blink Dagger really does give you a crap load of options when you're playing Puck. It really kind of drastically increases your viability, basically. He's probably going to get a fast Sheep Stick, which is also a very, very good item, but almost always you're going to want to get the Blink Dagger first, because it allows you to, most importantly, Phase Shift 3-second duration. Blink Dagger cooldown when you take damage is 3 seconds. That means in a team fight, no matter how much damage you're taking, you can Phase Shift, and then as soon as Phase Shift ends, you blink away. This is why you get a Blink Dagger on Puck. And not to mention you can blink in, cast all your spells, and orb out. And then be safe. It just gives you so much survivability if you don't have any delay. It really makes a big difference. Alright, more ganking going on. Lina is going to spot out the Leshrac. Once again, he's going to be the one to go down. He does have a Ring of Health. I don't know if he's getting a Vanguard or going towards a Bloodstone, but he is so underfarmed, man. Game is feeling a little laggy to me. And there's a Mithril Hammer on the Lifestealer. There's the slow, there's the ulti going on the Skeleton King, but he does have his ulti this time. No TP support yet coming. There's another stun, and that is going to be it for Sand King, or Skeleton King. I'm pretty sure he's going to die. And the swap will guarantee his death. And there he goes. Really slow reactions from the Radiant team. They really need to try to help out a little bit faster. The fact that he died and then respawned. Bad ulti from Puck. And there's the hookshot somehow magically missing 3 people. The heal from Enchant's going to keep him alive. And who goes down? Is that Lifestealer dropping? No, somebody died. Oh, okay, Lina goes down to the Claim Blade. We're going to get another Battle Hunger on the Lifestealer. Puck goes down. That's 2 Sniper. And Sniper snipes another hero. That's going to be Clockwork dropping. I think Sniper's getting a Lothars. He does have his Lothars. If you're playing a pub or noob level, go for the Lothars, but anything other than that, it's not really a good idea. Lifestealer gets 4-staffed up, and yeah, wow. He's just doing a lot of damage. We're going to see the game end pretty soon here. Magic Wand is going to be picked up by Lifestealer. Enchant is playing really good. And if I'm going to put reasons for the win on this team, it's going to be Lifestealer, primarily, and Enchant. I think those are the 2 heroes. Lina did a pretty good job as well. Venge will die just barely. Gets picked off. Should have tried to kill a creep. And yeah, SK never really solving any problems or able to do much here. Going on the Enchantress now. His attack speed is absolutely pathetic. He does have a Gloves of Haste.
Where are you going?
And that's it. He's going to die now. Sniper just auto-attacks him. It's like the funniest. Even Sniper's like, what? What is going on? So he does pick up a Perseverance. I don't like Leshrack's build for the fact that his HP isn't high enough. He should really get like a Bracer or something first before going towards that Perseverance, Lincolns, or Bloodstone, whatever he's making. Enchantress swinging to the top lane, 1100 gold on her. And Lina with the point booster, going to go for that Aghanim Scepter really soon. What's he making? Oh, he's making a Stygian Desolator. It's actually hitting the Black Dragon pretty hard. When you get the Stygian Desolator, it lowers their armor, I think by 6, I believe. I think Feast is physical. I believe Feast is physical. I don't think it does magic. I may be wrong. But basically, if you lower their armor, then Feast will do a bigger percentage of damage as well. But almost always we see something like an AC afterwards. And wow, Clockwork Goblin, once again, just the master of hooking. He does get the Battery Salt and the Cogs in. And that's going to be a lot of damage on the Enchantress. Will they be able to pick her off, though? No, Lifestealer coming through. He's going to pop the Rage as well. And he's just hitting way too hard, man. Picks off the Clockwork, no problem. Using that armlet effectively. Hood picked up on the axe. It's going to prevent him from dying a little bit faster than the Lina, but I really don't see the Radiant team winning this. Their teamwork here is just a little inadequate. SK's been in the jungle the whole time, and he still hasn't farmed a really good item. Maxing out Vampiric Aura now instead of the crit. Like, you basically max the stun, and you max the crit. And then maybe after that you do Vampiric Aura, or you do stats. Those are your options, basically. You don't really want to... His play has really been inadequate. And wow, going to steal the gold from Leshrack. He has got to be pissed about that, possibly. Yeah, he thinks that's really funny. He's going to have his treads coming in a second, and by in a second, I mean when he goes back to base, of course, because they still don't have a flying courier. Vanguard almost complete on Clockwork. That would have helped out so long ago if he just rushed to Vanguard against Lifestealer, because he doesn't really have the option of killing Lifestealer by himself. And now Sniper going to hold 2 swords. Apparently one is not enough. And he's going for the Crystallis, which is going to give him some crit possibilities. This is not really a good idea. You should most likely go for a Monkey King Bar instead of a crit item. It's oftentimes a little bit better, and Clockwork will initiate. I'd be highly surprised if we have any dust, and no indeed, 0 dust. So when you're playing in a pub, Shadowblade is the way to go. But against any good players, they're just going to outplay you and buy dust and own the crap out of you, and you're going to be like, why did I just spend 3.3k gold getting that item? Alright, Enchant in our initiating. There's the enchant. Damage being done to Clockwork. There's the Battle Hunger. Puck pops a regen. Nuke on Skeleton King. He does have his treads finally. And here comes the nuke. Sniper in a lot of trouble. I'm sorry, Sniper doing great here. Picks off the SK. Clockwork Goblin goes down. He will respawn. But he is screwed, man. Almost made it, SK. Almost made it. Just a lot of really good chain disabling coming out of the Scourge team. That's really what's winning in the game, other than some really good play. Puck coming in. And is he going to pick off the... Wow, he does not pick off Sniper. There's the Sheep Stick, but doesn't work out, man. No Blink Dagger. Goes hard on the Sniper, doesn't pick him off. The nukes are not quite good enough. I don't know if the Waning Rift actually landed. I mean, the Scythe of Ice is great if your team is a little bit closer on farm. Wow, did he die fast? That was crazy, dude. And 1x1 syndrome going on the Radiant team, so understandably they are going to lose the game. So the mid-racks will drop.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Another rocket lowering the HP of Sniper. He's getting a Lothar's out of there. Vengeful Spirit with awards. Hopefully he'll place one here. Be a really good spot to award. Still haven't taken their top tower. I cannot believe that. The fact that Enchantress jungled up here at the start of the game and hasn't taken this tower is kind of blows my mind a little bit. They should really go take those towers before attempting a Rax, but they do have a pretty high farm count, and the 1x1 strategy of the Radiant team did not work out very well, did it? Alright, Lina picking up a Blink Dagger. She will bottle up this Haste Rune. Lifestealer now on the neutrals. Cool little icons there. Going for the gank on the puck. Still does not have a Blink Dagger. Now taking some creep damage. He actually has 40 seconds here before he can TP out. Bench chasing. There's a stun. He does face shift it, but he shouldn't have waited for 3 seconds. That was a mistake. He's actually going to try to get a kill here. And will it be good? Now there's the open wounds, and he is screwed. Oh, he orbed through. Okay, that's where he went. I was like, where did he go? And yeah, Venge died. So he got the Venge kill at least. But that's it. No Blink Dagger, man. Makes a really big difference. Clockwork Goblin's like, I'm gonna solo everybody, and then he dies. Good try. Good try, man. And he rage quits. That is awesome. Pretty mediocre play by a lot of the Radiant team. That's for damn sure, I must say. So we will see this game end soon. I'm going to start commenting about some other things, just some updates for you guys. It's currently 9:15. I've got Pro Pub Night in literally 15 minutes. So I'm going to wait till this game ends, and I'm going to hop on to Dota 1 and cast my last Pro Pub Night. Basically, I filled the games with Dota 1 players based on whoever is good, and we'd cast a CM game. So that was pretty cool, but it's not really worth my time anymore to cast Dota 1 games, so I'm going to replace it with Purge plays, or I'm sorry, play with Purge nights in the future. I won't necessarily do it every single week, but I'm going to try to do it at least once or twice. Probably at least twice a month, guaranteed. That I can. I'm basically going to hop into Dota 2. I'm going to create a private game with a password, which will probably be something like Purge, and then anybody that's a fan can come watch the game and or play the game or watch the game and come play with me, and that would be pretty cool. So if you, I know a lot of you guys want to play with me, but this is the best way to do it, basically. So in the future, that's what we're going to be doing. A lot of rage quits going on by the Radiant team. Understandably, the game is completely over. And Leshrac doing a banging job in the jungle. He's a little unhappy about his team, understandably. But it really, you know, it's important to note, part of the reason that their team lost is because Leshrac died a lot. This is partially because he was defending solo and his team wasn't showing up, but his item build really wasn't very smart. He got Phase Boots first, which is okay, but with 2 Mantles of Intelligence, he doesn't have any HP early, and he kept getting bursted down, basically. And this is actually really important to note. For the fact that it just makes him easier to gank. If you're going to get Phase Boots, that is cool, man, but you got to get some HP as well, and he just simply did not have that, so. Alright, so the the throne goes down, and that is it for this game, guys. Thank you for watching, I appreciate it. Oh yeah, one other cool announcement. By the time this video goes up, it's going to be Wednesday. If you guys are subscribed to the Dota Cinema YouTube channel, go check it out, guys. It's the biggest Dota 2 channel on YouTube, and they asked me to start posting gameplays over there, which is really exciting for me. They have about 27,000 subscribers, so I'm going to get a lot of exposure there, which is really cool. So if you guys want to see a gameplay, I'm giving them a Tide gameplay. I'm basically just going to pick whatever heroes I want when I upload there, because I probably haven't watched most of mine. So if you guys want to see a gameplay sometime today, it should be uploaded by about 6 p.m. my time, which is basically you know, Central Standard Time, Central US time. So if you guys want to go see a good Tide gameplay, it's like a 55-minute long game. It's a really good game. Go check that out. It's youtube.com/Dota Cinema. So I think that's it, guys. I'll give you some more updates about the Play with Purge night in the future. Go follow me on Facebook or Twitter as well. That would really help out, guys, because that's basically my main way for interacting. It's the best way. I'm not gonna like post status updates on YouTube, but not very many people read those. So go follow me on Facebook or Twitter. It's all Purge Gamers. Should be easy to find. And other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I will see you guys later.